Today, I want to talk about what is the difference between savings and investment. Most of the times, we feel that both are same. But today, I want to explain a little bit about savings and investments. But I don't want to use any jargon or complicated words in this video. Let's make it as simple as possible. Um, for example, savings is nothing but whatever your unnecessary expenses, if you cut down, and whatever the amount you are going to have after your discretionary spending is called savings. There are two types again, because I use the word discretionary: non-discretionary spending and discretionary spending. In case of non-discretionary spending means which that you have to spend, and you don't have to have any choice also. For example, take buying your toothpaste or soap or shampoo. All these things will come under non-discretionary spending. Whereas discretionary spending means where you can use your discretion whether you need that or not. For example, you want to buy a phone, a basic phone you can buy, or you can buy an iPhone. So buying iPhone is here is your discretionary spending. Likewise, you can buy a two-wheeler. If you are buying a sports bike, which will cost you, twice the money, is a non-discretionary spending. So when I started my career, I used to have a lot of non-discretionary spending. I don't have any obligations, so whatever the income I am getting, I just every weekend I will use it to go to this music shops and non-fiction bookstores and fashion accessories. So all these things, which I really don't need. For example, I went and bought, I think Vijay and Vahini movies, some 10 numbers I bought. That time each CD cost me 375 rupees. But in that only 3-4 I watched my favorite movies. All other I have not even opened the cover. Likewise, books also. I may read 1 or 2 books in a month, but I bought several books which I have not even opened. And fashion accessories also. Do we really need 3-4 pairs of shoes or 3-4 belts? So we have to really think about that, and you have to cut your unnecessary expenses so that your savings will be more. Typically, savings will be lying in your savings bank account, which will fetch you a small amount of interest. But this is nothing but your capital preservation. That's what the term. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are doing the savings part only. Then now we will come to the part investment. What is investment? Investment is nothing but parking your money or savings into an investment avenue, which will help you in capital appreciation. So capital preservation is in savings, capital appreciation is in investment. So now typically this investment will come with a goal or a purpose. Let us say if you don't have any purpose or goal, then what happens? We don't pay much attention to your investment, and also we don't do our due diligence before parking money into that investment avenue. So my suggestion is just have a goal. Everybody will have goal, no doubt about that, and everybody wants to have financial independence, which is very, very important, especially for young women. I suggest have a good investment plan, have a good goal, like whatever your dreams you wanted to achieve, think about investment. Yeah, as I told you, in my early career, a lot of expenses which are unnecessary. So just I wanted to give a brief how I started my investment journey. So when I was working in Tata Consulting Engineers, the person sitting next to me is C. Ramesh. He is very nice person. He helped me a lot in my technical work, but also he is the motivator for my investment also. Take this opportunity to thank him in this video. So what happened one day during lunchtime, one lady came to Mr. C. Ramesh. He was investing in post office recurring deposit. So I casually asked him, who is that lady and what she is doing here? So he told me that she is a postal agent, and he is regularly investing in post office recurring deposit. So that is the trigger for my investment. So immediately even I started. So I started just 500 rupees every month into that post office recurring deposit. That time the interest rate is around 10.75%. It is phenomenal. You can't even think about it now, even going forward. So every 3 months the interest rate will be compounded, and I got excellent return on that investment. So that's what started actually. So then I started exploring more and more what are the other investment options available to me. So let me brief you what are the various investment avenues available to you. So first, savings. So whatever the salary or whatever the money you are earning is lying in your savings bank. So simplest thing and lowest risk what you can do is go to bank and open a fixed deposit. There are some fixed deposit accounts are available now. What you can do is every month automatically they will move into that fixed deposit, like a recurring deposit it works. That you can think about it. That is the lowest risk. Then next one is, as I told you, post office recurring deposit, and also you can buy national savings certificate. That is also very safe investment. Then little bit extra, little bit of risk we will take. That is mutual funds. I made several videos on mutual funds. I request you to listen to those mutual funds videos, and you can make a good decision. In mutual funds, that offers wide variety of options to you, depending upon your risk appetite and your goal, and also time duration. Let's say if it is for 6 months, or if it is for 10 years, or it is for your retirement after 30 years. Variety of mutual funds are available. You can choose any one based on my videos. Then other one is NCDs or corporate bonds. NCD is typically non-convertible debentures. These also you can think about it. These will come with a fixed coupon rate, and I am going to make a separate video about NCDs, so we'll keep it aside. Another safest investment avenue is your VPF, Voluntary Provident Fund contribution. So this is, I think this is going to have very long investment period. But if safety is important, then you can think about VPF. All you need to do is drop a simple mail to your finance department. They will cut every month from your salary voluntary provident fund. How much amount? Maybe 500 or 1000 or whatever amount. If you inform, they will cut and they will deposit along with your PF contribution to your VPF. Then next one is NPS, National Pensions Savings. So this is also again a long-term duration investment. You can also think about this because this is also a relatively safe one. Then ULIPs, Unit Linked Insurance Policies. These ULIPs are a smart investment tool, and also these are relatively better when compared to investing directly into the stocks. This also you can think about it actually, but in this instead of buying from the agent, try to buy from online tools. That is really very cheap actually. So meaning directly go to the ULIP provider like HDFC Life or ICICI Pro Life, go there and buy from there. So they are very cheap. So you can think about ULIPs also. Stocks is a risky bet. I advise not venture into stocks because that really require a lot of your personal time. So only seasoned guys who can spend a lot of time on going through this company's financial statements, and then he or she has to make a investment decision and have to monitor regularly about the company and stock movement. So it's going to really drain out your time. So my suggestion at this point of time is don't venture into stocks unless you have that commitment. The other one is relatively safer ones is commodities. You can take exposure to commodities, or safer one in that is sovereign gold bonds, which is also an excellent investment choice. So you can think about that one. And next, more complicated investment is real estate. In this real estate, it can be an agricultural land or it can be a residential plot, or you can think about apartment. Rights also is another investment opportunity available now because of the reforms in real estate sector, RERA and all. That also you can think about it. So depending upon your risk profile and risk appetite and duration, you can choose a wise investment avenue. And the last one is, I know now this startup companies become very, very popular. So let's say if you are, there is any entrepreneurship in you and you want to start your own small business or a startup company, you can think about, do job for 2-3 years, make good savings, park it into a investment avenue, and whatever the money you are going to accumulate can be used for your small business or a startup. So these are various options available, and think about it. Make a wise decision.